How's it going, everyone? 2025 is almost here, and that means a new year of games to cover. And 2025 looking quite spicy as we head into January. Want to highlight some of the PlayStation 5 titles that will be dropping in the month of January. Now, if you guys don't know, January, generally speaking and historically, is a little bit of a quieter month until you get into the latter portion of January, and then into February, things just ramp up like crazy. But January is usually a little bit of a come down, but I gotta say, there's a lot of titles coming in January that I personally am excited for. A major entry in a long-running franchise, a big free-to-play title finally coming to PlayStation 5, a big remaster that I cannot explain to you guys how excited I am for, but we'll get to all of that. Let's get right into it, and let's start things off with what I would consider to be the biggest game of January, and that is Dynasty Warriors Origins, the latest in the long-running Dynasty Warriors franchise. Origins does have a demo available right now in the PlayStation Store. Go check it out. It's also upgraded on PlayStation 5 Pro, so that's quite nice. And the game itself looks to be an over-the-top, exhilarating, massive action title. Tension-filled battlefields where you clash against massive armies stretching as far as the eye can see. How will you handle the onslaught of enemies? Your military prowess will serve you well as you fight in tandem along with your allies in tactical battles unique to the Dynasty Warriors franchise, and experience the most exhilarating action in the series' history. You've got a new version of the Three Kingdoms from the perspective of an original protagonist as well. The story of the Three Kingdoms is set in the vast mainland of China, where the convictions of different heroes intersect. Experience this magnificent and alluring world through the eyes of the original protagonist, a nameless hero. You do have a digital deluxe edition as well, and unfortunately, the digital deluxe edition is providing early access to the game 72 hours before the actual release. You guys know how I feel about that, and the base game is $70. While the Digital Deluxe Edition offers you advanced access for $90. Yes, quite expensive, to say the least, as far as that's concerned. With the Digital Deluxe Edition, you will also get the official book and original soundtrack. The original soundtrack includes 20 original tracks that have been arranged for this title, so $20 extra you're essentially paying for advanced access, which I don't love, but it is what it is. Next up, we got a remaster that I never thought we would see the day, but Freedom Wars is getting a remaster, with Freedom Wars Remastered being developed by Dimps and published by Bandai Namco. If you're not familiar with Freedom Wars, it was a game released on the beloved PlayStation Vita. Look, where my Vita heads at, I know everybody that had a PlayStation Vita absolutely loved the damn thing, and there were some games that stand out that are absolutely fantastic. Uncharted Golden Abyss, Killzone Mercenary, you gotta throw Freedom Wars in there, and it was a game that I thought that forever it would be lost in the annals of time. But guess what? Out of nowhere, I remember sitting on my couch and the notification popping up on my phone, and I had to do a double take. This can't be real. Freedom Wars Remastered reveal trailer? What is going on here? And yes, Freedom Wars is getting re-released on modern platforms, and I cannot be more excited. Born into a 1 million year prison sentence, you must survive deadly missions to earn any hope of freedom, die in prison, or live on the battlefield. The choice is yours. In a distant future where all resources on Earth have been depleted, being alive is a sin by itself. As a sinner sentenced to 1 million years in prison, you must volunteer in dangerous operations to reduce your prison sentence and fight your way to freedom. You've got three-dimensional, high-speed combat. Use your most trusted weapon, your Thorn, to dominate the battlefield. Stand alongside your allies and your Warden cyborg accessory to face off against powerful enemies. You've got enhanced graphics in there as well. Re-rendered graphics vividly portray desolate worlds, colossal prison cities, powerful enemies, and fierce battles. High-resolution textures, models, and interface. 4K resolution support, added difficulty level settings, and overhauled weapon crafting system as well. Freedom Wars Remastered is going to be out on January the 10th. Next up, another notable re-release, Ys Memoire, Oath in Felghana, will allow you to experience the old-school action RPG now revitalized for PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. Originally conceived as a reimagining of the 16-bit console classic Ys 3 Wanderers from Ys, this fan-favorite entry returns newly remastered for the PS4 and 5 as Ys Memoire, the Oath in Felghana. Nearly 15 years after its previous release, longtime fans can look forward to numerous improvements and upgrades, including an all-new voiceover for legendary protagonist Adol. With remastered high-definition visuals and music, the epic adventure has never looked or sounded better. Additional features include multiple versions of the sweeping soundtrack, accessibility options, and brand new character illustrations, making Ys Memoire the definitive edition of the acclaimed masterpiece. Classic RPG excitement remastered, refined visual variety, a silent protagonist no longer, newly recorded voice acting for Adol, including an opening narration that sets the stage for the adventure, and a sweeping soundtrack is reborn. Will be priced at $29.99, so pretty good price point for that as well. Ys Memoire, the Oath in Felghana is out January 7th. Next up, a major free title will be headed its way on over to PS5, and that is Wuthering Waves. Wuthering Waves finally making its way on over to PlayStation 5. It's been available on PC as well as mobile platforms, but now it'll be available totally free to play on PlayStation 5. Wuthering Waves notes, welcome aboard a roving voyager. Upon the shores lay the silent embers of a world during the ebb tide. Desolate by the lament, the erstwhile creations and earthly beings are left static, but they strike back strong enough to penetrate the silence. Strike fast and put your skills to the test and engage in smooth and fast-paced combat. Avail against enemy attacks in smooth and fast-paced combat. Apply easy controls of extreme evasion, dodge counter, echo skill, and unique QTE mechanisms that allow the fullest possibility of battle experience. For an awakened journey alongside your companions and encounter resonators, compose a harmonious battle concerto with resonators of different abilities. Their unique chords, revealing distinctive personality, will be your strong asset for the journey ahead. And power of your foes at your command. Capture lingering phantoms of discords to harness your own echoes upon this mystic land of everlasting reverberations. A diverse array of echo skills will strike enemies with powerful response. It's been one of the more popular free titles in recent memory, and now it comes to PlayStation 5 on January the 2nd. Next up, we have the latest Tales of game being remastered, and that is Tales of Grace's F Remastered. Now, I've talked about it in previous videos, but if it was up to me, Grace's is not the game that I would have remastered right now. Tales of Abyss is out there, Xillia is out there, Xillia 2. Tales of Grace was a good game. I just don't think it was one of the best Tales of titles, and I actually put it lower in the rankings, especially compared to an Abyss. Like, Abyss is the game that we really need to get preserved on modern platforms. But hey, Bandai Namco, if you're watching, I would love to see a ground-up remake for that game. Who knows if that'll ever happen. Tales of Grace F, however, is still a solid JRPG, and it's back with a beautiful and easier-to-play version. This game includes lineage and legacies and after story to the main scenario as well, so you'll get a little bit more content. Tales of Grace's F is an action RPG all about adventure in fantasy worlds and overcoming obstacles through friendship and determination. A child's promise is the world's last hope. On a lush green planet, 3 young children make a promise to each other that could save the future. The game notes exhilarating continuous action with 2 styles to choose from. The style shift linear motion battle system allows players to switch between 2 very different battle styles. You can choose the strength and range of the party's attacks, the size of the attack, and how close or far away you need to be to the enemy for maximum effectiveness. Addition of convenient functions and improved graphics. Quality of life functions have been added, such as autosave, various skip functions, the ability to turn off enemy encounters in fields and dungeons, and more. Full character development and item elements. There are more than 100 different equipable titles that players can rank up through battles, allowing them to learn various skills and techniques that strengthen their stats. There will be the lineage and legacies, and that depicts the world after the ending, so a little bit more to sink your teeth into as well. And the game is going to be priced at a budget price point of $39.99. There will be a digital deluxe edition, but it's $20 more, and you've got the Battle BGM pack, digital art book and soundtrack, super growth support, herb set. I gotta say, for $20 extra, that's probably, I would say that's very much not worth it. Maybe at $49.99, you would get some people to buy it at $59.99. That's a hefty price jump from the base game. But even though I would prefer a Tales of Abyss remaster or a Tales of Abyss remake or even Xillia, Tales of Grace's F is still a solid JRPG, and it's going to be worthwhile to play, especially at a $39.99 price point. Tales of Grace's F is due out January 17th. Next up, we have Arken Age. Arken Age is a single-player virtual reality adventure set in the Biochasm, a terraformed fantasy world created by the Grand Arborist. In the game, you can engage in full physics-based combat using Arcanite-infused swords and guns and freely explore the densely filled environments under siege by Hyperion's neural corruption. Arken Age is due out on January 16th. Next up, here's a game that is definitely going to be fantastic, and that is Enter Magnolia Bloom in the Mist. Now, this has been out on PC for a little bit in early access. Going back to March of 2024, right now the game's got 4,300 reviews. 97% of those reviews are positive. This is set after the events of Ender Lilies, and that game was incredibly well received as well. A darker aesthetic, darker fantasy Metroidvania. Decades after the events of Ender Lilies, homunculi, sorrowful artificial life forms roam the land in this dark fantasy Metroidvania, face formidable enemies, and explore a bewitching post-apocalyptic world. Humans and homunculi, what awaits at the end of the quest for their salvation? Again, incredibly well received. And now it'll be coming to PlayStation 5. Enter Magnolia Bloom in the Mist drops on PS5 and PS4 on January 23rd. Next up, we have Synduality Echo of Ada. Synduality Echo of Ada is a PvPvE extraction shooter. Players aided by the AI partner known as Magus must survive against xenomorphic creatures and other players in the hunt for resources. It will be a $39.99 release. Published by Bandai Namco, definitely has an interesting setting and premise to it. Synduality Echo of Ada takes place in 2222, years after a mysterious poisonous rain called the Tears of the New Moon wiped out most of humanity and birthed deformed creatures that now hunt the population. Amidst the calamity, humans are forced to build an underground haven to survive. Take on the role of a drifter whose goal is to collect the rare resource known as AO crystals. In your quest, you must collaborate with your artificial intelligence partner to face xenomorphic creatures known as Enders and survive the hazards on the surface. Synduality Echo of Ada is out on January 23rd. Next up, we have Sniper Elite Resistance. Yes, the latest Sniper Elite title kind of came out of nowhere, but now offering unparalleled sniper mechanics, stealth, and tactical gameplay. Sniper Elite Resistance turns the attention of the award-winning series towards a hidden war far from the front lines, deep within the heart of an occupied France, in a gripping new story that runs parallel with Sniper Elite 5. New operative, new threat, and a new epic campaign is all noted, offering unparalleled sniping mechanics, stealth, and tactical third-person combat. Sniper Elite Resistance is the return of Sniper Elite in a gripping new story that runs parallel with Sniper Elite 5. Harry Hawker, agent of the Special Operations Executive, takes the lead of the story. Working with the French Resistance, this deadly addition to the Reich's arsenal must be eliminated. Multiple kill list targets and different infiltration and extraction points give you unequal choice with how to accomplish objectives and create your own playstyle. You've got a visceral X-ray kill cam and advanced gunplay physics, authentic World War II weapons and customization. You've got propaganda missions. Be the Resistance, locate unique propaganda posters across the main campaign, and step into the shoes of a French Resistance fighter in an all-new propaganda mission. During these scenarios, sneak, snipe, and take down enemies to complete time-sensitive objectives and help end the Nazi occupation in Axis invasion mode as well. Sniper Elite Resistance is due out on January 30th. Next up, we have Star Wars Episode 1 Jedi Power Battles. Take back the Theed Palace in this fast and furious lightsaber action game. You'll have the power of the Force and your trusty lightsaber to help you ward off legions of battle droids, destroyer droids, assassins, and other creatures from Star Wars The Phantom Menace. Play as a variety of different Star Wars characters facing off the droids and other familiar foes. Star Wars Episode 1 Jedi Power Battles is out January 23rd. Next up, yet another JRPG, we have Phantom Brave, The Lost Hero. As far as JRPGs go, Phantom Brave is one that's always gone a little bit under the radar, but now it's back with Phantom Brave, The Lost Hero. Join Marona and her Phantom friends on a mission to defeat the sinister shipwreck fleet. Recruit Phantoms, bind them to objects, combine them with gadgets, and even merge them with Marona herself in this play-it-your-way RPG. Phantom Brave, The Lost Hero is due out on January 30th. Next up, we have the Stone of Madness. The Stone of Madness is an intense real-time tactics and stealth game set in Spanish madhouse during the 18th century. Nestled in an ancient monastery, doubles as a madhouse and a prison. Within its confines, 5 enigmatic individuals are held captive under various pretexts as well. The Stone of Madness is out January 28th. And lastly, we have Warside. Warside cuts to the core of what made classic turn-based tactics games so great. A great story campaign, unique commanders with different playstyles, awesome battle powers, and a wide variety of terrain and units. Choose your commander, assemble your forces, and battle your way to victory. Wage war with artillery and tanks, master the seas with submarines and warships, and so much more. Warside is due out on January 28th. And that is going to do it for me. Again, a bevy of games dropping on PlayStation 5 in the month of January. You got a free title in Wuthering Waves, Freedom Wars Remastered, Ease, Memoire, Oath, and Felghana. Enter Magnolia should be great. You've got Dynasty Warriors Origins. There's a lot to sink your teeth into. Maybe not a gigantic marquee title like you'll have in February with multiple games coming out like Assassin's Creed Shadows, Monster Hunter Wilds, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. But Dynasty Warriors Origins is big, and there's certainly a lot of other games like Freedom Wars and Enter Magnolia to sink your teeth into. That's going to do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.